Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is well today. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Hang on a second. I'm not sure that...
Front, left.
Oh, no. For some reason I didn't hear the sound in my earbuds as well as I thought, but it's okay. I probably... Yes, that was probably it. I didn't have the sound turned up. Yes. Rampant professionalism on display. So, where were we? Well, yesterday went surprisingly well. Mackenzie seems to have mostly recovered from the dual bear maulings and getting lost in the blizzard. The bear turns out to be dead, which really doesn't come as a huge surprise, and has been harvested and cooked and everything else, so I have another bear skin. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the bear skin, to be honest. And I am, honestly, I can't entirely remember what I was doing at the end of yesterday. Oh well, I guess I'll find out. Oh, and yes, of course, it's the long dark as usual. And what time is it? Okay. And why have I got a stinky? Ah, that explains it. And it's, I don't know, I'll take a look outside, I suppose. At least I'm moderately assured that the bear won't be waiting for me. Moderately, at any rate. Oh yes, I've got fish to cook, and I've got rabbit to cook. I think I've got enough rabbit skins. I think I've got 4. I need 3. And 1 left over for repair, I guess. And I think everything's actually in fairly good order. Yeah. Yeah. Yippity yep. Yeah, everything's in good condition. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. These are getting... Well, 63% is not fantastic, but I think that happened during the bear mauling. And so I should probably give some consideration to fixing that. So I'm guessing that in the morning, if all goes well, a trip to the cannery is in order to reload my ammunition. I guess make new crampons. Remember to take some gut with me. What do I need for crampons? Or improvised crampons, as they call them. 4 scrap metal and a workbench. Okay. I think I can get the scrap metal easily enough. And I think I need to... Yep. Harvest a bit of an arrow. Don't think I need anything else for the arrows, do I? I know I lost one. Everything else seems to be good. So yes, I should reload that, but I definitely need to reload those because 5 rounds of ammunition is a substantial percentage of my rifle ammunition. I'm pretty certain I checked this yesterday. It was pointed out to me that I had a habit of not picking up the coal from over here, which does respawn, although I don't know with what frequency. So I will check every time I come past here now. And I am considering where to go next that I haven't been. I am somewhat tempted to go and try out Forlorn Muskeg, see if I can survive there. There is supposedly one place I can sort of stay. I think it's called the Old Spence Family Homestead. Although I gather you need to be quite warmly equipped because the buildings are in poor repair. Apparently there's a forge there, which I don't necessarily need, but that's worth a trip. It'd be interesting to see if I can survive in Forlorn Muskeg without falling through the ice on numerous occasions. I gather there's quite a few risks with that, so still, I've been there a couple of times. I don't think that really counts as extensive experience. I haven't been in this run, of course. But yeah, you know, there's that might be an interesting challenge. Please, somebody dissuade me from doing it. I think it's about the least favourite part, and it's quite a trip to get there. I'd have to go back to Mystery Lake, and then yeah, it's easy to get to from Mystery Lake. You just go through one of the tunnels. Let's have a quick look at the world map. I suppose actually I could just go along the ravine. Well, that might make sense, seeing as I've got to go to the ravine anyway. I could just go to back to Mystery Lake. I think I have supplies there, so that might be worth a little trip. Just go up here and along, assuming I can get from ravine to Mystery Lake. I assume I can. I'm not sure. Is it blocked off? I mean, the railway would seem to indicate that I could, but But this might be interesting to have a little look at. And for half a second I thought that was me yawning. So, yes, reloading, I guess. Reloading, crampons, remake an arrow. And that should keep me going for a bit. Take food. Probably leave the rifle behind, because it's heavy and I need to be able to climb that rope. I never did find that deer I shot. Just a bit of a shame. I did wander around its known sort of area, but didn't even see a hint of it. Not even... I was going to say sparrows, and what I meant to say was crows. I ought to cook up some of this, but I don't really... mental note to self, I need to bring some firewood back from the cannery. I've got this somewhat obsessive compulsion to get all my ammunition reloaded before I head out. Certainly the rifle ammunition. Revolver ammunition, not so much. I'm okay for revolver ammunition. So I would need to make 9 rounds of ammunition. I've got 1. Yeah, I still need to do 2 sets of 6, don't I? I hope I've got enough gunpowder for the reloading process. Should do. The other reason I sort of hang around outside sometimes, just randomly, is hopefully to stave off cabin fever. Even though here cabin fever is relatively easy to deal with, I can always go sleep in the fishing hut. Just not during a blizzard. Sleeping in the fishing hut during a blizzard is not recommended. Let's see what I've got around here. Where did I put everything? Okay, that's cured deer hide. Coal. Water bottles. Fresh black bear. Where's my rabbit skins? Oops. 1, 2. It's a bit silly that I have to search for it in this way. Where did I put my other rabbit skins? Does anybody remember? Good morning, little nugget. I hope you are well today. Huh. That's a little concerning. Where's my... Do I only have 2 rabbit skins? I thought I had 4. That does not strike me as being... Oh, I might as well take that with me. Well, different is always good. How is today going to be a different day, if I may ask? I assume I may, seeing otherwise you wouldn't have mentioned it. Okay, did I put it under here? No. I did not. There's another one. There we go. That's where they were. Let's see if I can put everything in one spot at least. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. I approve. Oh, there's my cured deer hide. If in doubt, clean out the slaughterhouse that the floor becomes, I suppose. I hope it's a decent motel. You know what? I'm going to take the dusting sulphur with me. Drop that in the cannery. Not too shabby, isn't bad. Worst motel I ever stayed at was, oh grief, on the border between Utah and, I want to say Colorado, if I've remembered that right. And there were 2 hotels in this little nothing of a town. One of them was full, as I found out for obvious reasons. The other one was absolutely the worst place I've ever seen. I mean, it was terrible. It was distressingly bad. I can't remember the name of the town. I do know that as I got onto the interstate, and I forget which one it was, it did warn you that it was 110 miles to the next gas station. There is something to be said for long distance travel. it's still not early enough. It's still not late enough. Hang on a second. So there's a drawer there, I know I'm storing stuff in. There was another drawer over here, wasn't there? Did I store anything in here? Yeah. Oh, I see. It just shows up as a... It's not usable. Oh. In my younger days, I did always like the opportunity to travel. I sometimes feel I never quite travelled enough, but I really don't get to complain. My biggest regret about travelling for work is that I only once got to go to Southeast Asia. I did a project for the company I was working on in Malaysia for 3 weeks, which was really nice. Because we got done in 2 weeks, and the company wouldn't... I had no reason to. I had my second ex-wife and our newborn with us, but I had a colleague with us, and they wouldn't let him leave early to go back for Thanksgiving. So we all got a week off in Malaysia, courtesy of the company, which was very pleasant. Wasn't so pleasant for my colleague because he wanted to get back to his family, but yeah, there was nothing I could do about it. They point blank refused to let him change his flight and leave. I have no idea why. What's significant about that trip was it was the last trip for that particular company when I got back. That was the day I was laid off, and I knew it was coming. I'm slightly amazed, actually, that they let me go off on the project in the first place, knowing that they were, with me and them knowing, that they were laying me off, but they did. And we did the project, everything worked out. I got food poisoning. Spent the day on the porcelain throne, catching up on emails as it happens. Alright, let's try and hurry this day along, and there is one piece of good news, if anyone's interested. WhatsApp is now available on the iPad. Yay! I've been wanting WhatsApp on the iPad for some significant amount of time. Now we've got it! I don't know when it was released. It's literally within the last few days. I have no idea why it took Meta so long to get around to that. It means I don't have to use the web WhatsApp on my iPad anymore. And it means I can make WhatsApp phone calls. And while I don't have a lot of people on my WhatsApp list, it's mostly family. The audio quality from making a WhatsApp phone call for us is better than using our phones. So, even using that phone you can see behind me, that's actually a voice over internet phone. But if you're calling a regular smartphone, mobile phone or landline, The audio quality is not fantastic, but Wi-Fi calling, pure Wi-Fi calling, works really, really well here. I'm surprised. So that's what we use. Yeah, you can't see my phone there. $315 days. 185 to go for the next milestone. Oh, come on. Alright, that's good enough. Oh, I like to start off with at least complete rest. Okay then. Let's see. Let's make sure I got everything I need. I got my birch stick. I need some cured gut, don't I? Let's make sure. Of course, I don't have it on me. Oh, come on. Where's the improvised crampons? I need... Oh, okay. Scrap metal. That's fine. Do I need gut for anything? I don't think I do. Nope. Okay. Have I got enough water? Nope. Let's grab some food. Ah. Well, to quote The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the well-laid plans of mice. This is the kind of circumstance I wish they had a sort of a Minecraft feature where you can sleep through thunderstorms. They ought to have a feature where you can just hunker down and sleep through blizzards. I'm not going anywhere in this. Well, maybe it won't last too long. Let's see. Nope. That's still a nope. Oh, this is going to be a completely wasted day. I wish you're in a cabin, and it's a small cabin, that you two things I wish. One, I wish you could look out the windows. I mean, I sort of know why you can't, but that would be a nice thing. And two, it would be nice to hear the weather. Some buildings you can hear the weather, some buildings you cannot. Okay. Alright, that ought to keep me going. Let's head off and do some fixing and reloading. Pardon me for dropping my G's there. Actually, I've got wood in the near the reloading area, do I not? So may as well get ready. There is certain to be something that will object to my presence in the cannery. At least the wind is pushing me along. What time of day is it? Might not have the time required to reload the ammunition, but at least I can do something about the crampons. Given how long I've been wearing those things and how slowly they degrade, it's probably a little bit unnecessary, but is that the deer? And let me guess, it's somewhere where I really don't want to go, over ice that will certainly break on me, and I do not wish. That can't be the deer. It's way too far out of its normal. Well, that was nice of it to stop right there. Excuse me. Hello? Right, sorry about that. Okay, I'm good to climb. That was my energy company, Eon. As usual, trying to sell me on a smart meter. And I have been advised not to get a smart meter because they have been known to cut people off by mistake, and I do not want to go through that. And I have repeatedly told them I do not wish to have a smart meter, and yet they persist. Rather infuriating. They always want to know why. I was a little short with them this time. I normally try to be somewhat polite. But every single time they ask me the question, why do you not want a smart meter? And every single time I explain, and then I say, please do not call me again about this. And they always do. You would think they would have it in their notes, but they either do or they can't be bothered. I mean, really, I have no use for one. I know how much, I don't get in trouble with non-payment. I mean, the whole thing, I can sort of see from their point of view why they would like me to have a smart meter, but it doesn't benefit me in any way, shape or form. I send them regular readings from the electric meter, but nonetheless they persist. Where am I going? But it does get profoundly irritating. Call after call after call, and they know perfectly well, or should know perfectly well, that I do not wish to have this. I wonder if that was one of the wolves. Right, let's make sure I got stuff here. I do, I have wood. That's good. Oops, accidentally donked something there. Didn't seem to have gotten away with it. Okay, let me see. I need a marine flare. I need scrap metal. What can I break down for scrap metal? There's got to be something around here I can break down for scrap metal. No? you kidding me? Oh, that is somewhat amusing. Well, let's at the very least remake my arrows. I think there's only one arrow. Is it only one arrow I need to fix? I may as well make arrow shafts. Yeah. All right. I could have sworn there were things around here I could actually break down for scrap metal and made a mental note, but obviously I did not make it well enough. Oh. Ooh. How safe a position am I in here? Moderately. And it's moderately late. Let's get out of here before the aurora starts.
Looks like night is coming.
You are correct, sir. Night is coming. Sort of like winter, but I was going to say not as cold, but here, of course, different story. I ought to make some water. And eat a chunk of venison. Let's, if in doubt, if in doubt, start a fire. Yeah, I thought I had more matches. The time will come when I have to do something else about that. Light the fire outside, take a torch inside, something like that. Right, what time is it? Okay. Oh, this is the bit where I forget. Well, it was a good job I got out of there. Given the aurora, I do not want to electrocute myself. Not particularly. Does not strike me as being... Oh, of course, it's so cold. It's, fire's lasting too long and so it boiled away the mortar. Okay. That's what happened with that. So I will have to do this this way. Yeah. It did burn longer than anticipated. Yes, let's pick up the extremely hot pot. That's a good idea. It's like Minecraft, where you can pick up multiple buckets of lava and stick them in your pockets. Not something you necessarily want to do. Yeah, the aurora's still on. I'm fully rested, aren't I? Don't let me forget to pick up the bedroll. Don't want to do that. And we still have the aurora. Right. Let's make sure I... Oh, actually, I'm going to need some wood.
I need to drop some.
So, remade my solitary arrow. Let's update my crampons. Yep. Forgot it took so long, actually. Here we go. I did finish the improvised crampons, didn't I? Where's... Oh, there we go. Now let's stick those in a drawer, I suppose.
Someone's gotta go.
Where did I... There we go. Yay, 100% crampons. Let's start a fire. I need lead. I don't know that I need that much. Right, so I need 12 bullets. Yes, dig out my gunpowder. And reload that lot. And rifle cartridges. Oh. Hang on. And that's us pretty much done. Is us pretty much done for everything I was going to do here. Everything's reloaded. New set of crampons. All my ammunition back up. Let's go back home. See whether the wolves are still terrified. Oh, I need to pick up wood, don't I? Yeah. I will pick up wood, firewood, once I get off here. Yeah, a little bit heavy. Let's drop that. Ooh, what am I? Oh, I'll wager the excess is the water, isn't it? Oh, do you know what? I can safely drop... Yeah, let's drop that. Let's get out of here. Can I simply drop from there? I wonder if I can drop from there onto the ice. Because that would be much easier. What do we think? Yep. I normally go to ridiculous extremes to not do that, but after the bear attack, I did discover that I could drop off greater heights than I thought previously, so that's a useful thing to remember. It's a shame you can't have a climbing rope there. That would be awfully handy. Look at me, traipsing across the ice in my brand new improvised crampons. Only the second set I've made. For no better reason than I could. And I'm probably carrying scrap metal on me that I don't technically need, aren't I? I should have checked that. Yes, once I make one final thing, I am almost without excuse to stay here any longer, and it must be getting a bit tedious for everybody. Unless... I don't know. If I get up to the ravine, can I make it to the Forlorn Muskeg? Now, normally I would make sure I have a lot of dried food, non-stinky food with me when I do trips like this, what I'm thinking of doing. But unfortunately, I don't have any. These are just stones, right? Yeah. Do you know what I forgot to do? Hands up anybody who realises what I forgot to do. I was going to collect wood, firewood, wasn't I? Oh, that was silly. Well, you know what? Rather than go all the way back, I'll just pick up sticks and stuff. Completely forgot I was going to get reclaimed wood. Tut tut. That was silly. It's a shame you can't break bits off this. I haven't had to pick up sticks in a while. Something random I learned a while back. It is generally said that when it comes to curing hides, that an animal has typically enough brain material in its head to cure its own hide, which, needless to say, must be rather oh look, there's another arrow. Huh. Alright, I'll take my arrow back. Well, now I must admit I never really thought about it, but apparently you can actually use eggs to cure hide. I think it's just the egg yolks. I don't know if it's as stinky, of course. You know, it's kind of funny. When I'm not looking for sticks, there's sticks all around. And suddenly, there seems to be a dearth of sticks. And that wind seems to be blowing more strongly than I would have thought. Oh, you're not that tired, Mackenzie. You've been worse. You see, that tree there sort of seems absolutely perfect for, cutting down and using, but you can't. In case you haven't been watching, I wouldn't normally be so blasé about coming this way, but the bear that sometimes occupies this region is dead, so I'm not too worried. And I know it's dead because I butchered its corpse yesterday. Oh, hello. Who would have thunk it? A random MRE. I'll take that. If that's cedar, I'm going to be a bit irritated, but I don't know. I can never tell the difference between fir and cedar. fur. Yeah. Right. We will now head off. I won't say into the sunset, because I'm not heading into the sunset. I will keep the MRE for when I make my trip out of here. That's a useful thing to find, even if it was just sort of randomly at the side of the road. Of course, what I'll have to do is actually remember that I do have an MRE, otherwise known as meals rejected by everybody. Yes, I know there is another meaning for it, but I'm not going to go use that one. In this game, you could almost call it meals ready to expire. Hello? Is that just a piece of road, or a stick, or a body, or something else? Is that... It's not, is it? It is. It's... Is that the deer? Oh, it's a wolf! Yeah, hang on. There we go. I'm just going to grab the hide. I don't really need the meat.
It's getting dark out here. Time to look for
Alright.
shelter.
That's unusual. I don't normally... I say unusual, yeah, for a random... Yeah, it's not a random wolf, it's one of those I shot. But it does go show they do go some distance. Slightly eerie music. I don't know that presages an aurora upcoming. I have actually seen an aurora sort of form while I was standing outside. Honestly, doesn't really look like there should be one. I must admit, I just had a thought. There is a reason for going back to the coastal highway, if I can arrange things. I don't know whether curing meat somehow makes it smell less, because if that would be the case, there's a good reason to go back to the coastal highway so that I got access to cedar there, because I need cedar to make the woodworking bench. And seeing as it's a sort of central location, it's where I want to stick it.
All this gear is slowing me down.
That if I were to find that carrying meat that had been cured would actually if I were to find that meant that I could carry more meat that wasn't stinky, then that would be a profoundly useful thing to set up.
It's like something is sapping the energy.
Right. Well, that was a useful little session there.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Don't worry, we'll sort you out in the morning, Mackenzie. Oh, I'm still carrying. I'll put it down in a bit. Oh, look at that. Almost daytime. Right, let's... Oh, I'm carrying all this stuff with me. Oh, that is foolishness. Oh my goodness. I'm carrying 3 kilograms of lead. Ah! Oh, drat. Ah. I do not recommend carrying 3 kilograms of lead around with you at all times. Good morning, Anna. I think I was only about 10 minutes early. Which is fairly normal. And I'm not making good decisions today. Why would I bring my gunpowder with me? I don't need it here. It needs to be back at the cannery. Oh well. And given that I've been streaming for an hour, it's not that early. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to drop my firewood off in the firewood spot. Right. What am I still carrying this? Oh, I know, it's the fish and everything else. Right. And I am going to have to take a quick break for 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, the other reason I kind of started early, albeit it's my usual thing, is I have to finish pretty much on time today. So, sorry about that. I found an MRE just sitting by the side of the road. Oh, I do have some bits and pieces here. Right. So, to give you something
too heavy.
Did they? I did not see that. I thought there was a visual update with the DLC, but I hadn't seen that they'd done one today. Hang on, let's go have a look at Steam, see what it says. Oh, yesterday. Yeah, they did. Coloured shadows, coloured fog. I didn't realise. I must have done... I don't have an update, so that's version 2.4.3. Okay, let's have a quick look before I... Oops. Let's see. Alright, that wouldn't show me anything. I'm not seeing... Oh, there's motion blur. Ambient effects. Footprints, yes. Motion blur. I never bother with that. Yeah, no, it must be. I don't remember ambient effects. Footprints, I've already got that. Motion blur, I never bothered with. Anti-aliasing, I don't normally bother with anti-aliasing because if the resolution's high enough, you don't really need it. Oh, okay. May as well try that. Oh, I didn't realise I didn't have that set to ultra. Yeah. Ultra shadows on, off. Yeah, okay. See what that looks like. That's interesting. Advanced. Oh, okay. Yeah, some of this obviously I didn't have. See what that does for me. It must have updated while I was doing something else. Oh yes, I can already see that it's actually dropped the frame rate. Yeah, my frame rate has dropped to 100 frames a second. Yes, definitely has had an effect. I can confirm. Makes me wonder what it's doing to... What's it doing to my system performance? Let's have a little look-see. Yeah, the GPU is definitely running at 100% now. And my system temperature is not too bad. I mean, I say not too bad. Not too bad for me. It's in the high 80s. Some of those options probably are. Yeah, so yeah, I can definitely confirm that my GPU is running at 100% right now. It's absolutely maxed. In fact, it's slightly exceeding the specified wattage for the card. So, yeah, definitely some effects there. How about that? Yeah. So, whatever the improvements are, and in truth, I can't really see it off the top of my head. I've definitely got them. Still, there are things I can do to reduce the load somewhat, which I will do, like I can do something about that. Alright, okay, now I definitely need to go and exercise. So is it a good thing? Honestly, if you can't see the difference, then maybe not. And I can't see the difference, to be honest. And I am not very good at noticing that kind of thing, in truth. Right. I'll be back in 3 or 4 minutes. I do have to go and exercise my bladder. So I will see you all shortly. Right, and I'm back. Where's my mouse gone? Let's have a little look. I can definitely tell you though that I've gone from 144 frames a second down to let's call it 100 here. So yeah, that's definitely what they've done has definitely impacted the system. One possibility too. Oh yes, I think they're right. Yep. Let's have a look. If I look up at the sky, yeah, that's not changed very much. So they've definitely done something. I don't need it to be brighter inside. But I'm definitely running at 100% on the GPU. which is probably why the CPU is running a bit hotter, because there's going to be more hot air inside the system. Yeah, okay. Alright, I think you're right, maybe the snow is more subtle. Well, let's have a little look and see if we can do a quick comparison of shadows. Yeah, they do appear to have more texturing on the snow. I think that is an accurate statement, at the very least. Interesting. See if I notice any difference indoors.
If I can drop any of this gear.
Yeah, we'll sort that out now. What am I carrying? Well, yes, the amount of fish I'm carrying is probably going to bother him somewhat. Oh, and I'm only a little bit overweight. It's not enough to really worry about. No problem, little nugget. Anna and I are over on YouTube were just discussing the visual update and the effect it's had on my system. And the simple answer is I went to visuals and display. That's my usual. And I went over to quality and basically turned everything on to I don't bother with motion blur, as I said. I think motion blur is typically, I think that might actually be done via the CPU. I think anti-aliasing is. This I can probably, I don't know, what did I have that on? Ah, yes, that would have made a massive difference. Just doing the texture stuff. Eats up a fair old chunk. If I was running at 120 frames a second, I would not have noticed. And I can't remember what my SSA... No, hang on, what was it? Yeah. Anisotropic filtering improves the clarity of textures when viewed at glancing angles. That does actually. That actually is making a massive chunk. Let's have a look and see what my system. Let's see what G overlay says. No, that's interesting. According to this, my GPU is still running at max, but the CPU is under a bit less of a load, I think.
Might have to drop some gear.
That is interesting. But it does make it, yeah, that's restored about 20 frames a second. by not having that on, and I'm not sure whether I'm really going to notice any difference. So, what am I doing today? I don't know. If I was going to be... I wish I hadn't brought that lead down. Do you know, I don't know if I've ever had hamburger helper. So, what do you think, Anna? Does this sort of match with your what you saw on the other stream? I mean, it should do. Ooh, I wonder whether that makes any difference to those lines. Probably not. Oh. Yeah, well, if lack of proper seasoning will ruin just about anything. You know, like I say, one of the problems is I forget these things, so I can't say for sure that snow looks better up on the trees. But yes, I'd obviously got the update at some point. Oh well, we'll get sunny. I've no doubt. No, it must have auto-updated, and plenty of opportunity for it to do that. I mean, when did this come out? It came out yesterday. I could have had this update yesterday and simply not realised it. You know, Mr. Deer, you are really, really pushing your luck. You're fortunate. I don't need to kill you. Don't particularly want to either, when it comes to that. Yeah, I was dropping down into the 90s previously, and now I'm not. So the filtering is what was causing primary lag, I suspect. And if I ever got too worried about performance, I'd simply drop the whole thing down to 60 frames a second, and you wouldn't notice the difference on the stream, and I doubt you'd notice in the game. One thing I have noticed, it has to be said, when playing games, it is sometimes better to run at a lower consistent frame rate than simply go for max, because if you do get situations where you drop, let's suppose you're running at 200 frames a second and then you drop 50 frames a second, that actually can be noticeable in the game. Whereas if I was running at 100 frames a second, same game, same situation, and it never changed, it would look smoother. So in my opinion, but like I say, to be honest with you, I could probably drop the graphics a lot in this, and I probably wouldn't notice. Oh, I don't know if this applies to you, Anna. I mentioned it at the beginning. Anybody with an iPad out there? Well, WhatsApp is now available through the App Store for iPad, which is profoundly useful for me. Up until now, I've been having to run through the web app, and I can't make phone calls through the web app. But now, I can, which is good, because I talk to my son through WhatsApp. if I make WhatsApp phone calls. In fact, actually, you know what? You may. Yeah. I think I did notice stutter there, even though the frame rate was still quite high. Oh, one other thing I should say. If I wasn't running OBS, this would run significantly faster. I noticed when I was streaming, I used to stream No Man's Sky, and there was a huge difference between the frame rates you got when you weren't streaming compared with the frame rates you got when you were. So yeah, if I wasn't streaming, this would probably be performing better, but it's it's not too bad. Yeah, that maxes out, but then it would do. Interesting. Alright, what am I doing? I'm really waiting for rabbits to cure, aren't I? What's my rabbit status?
I need to drop something.
Yeah, the reason I've got an iPad is because the last time I needed to replace a tablet, I couldn't get the storage I wanted for a 7/8 inch tablet. And iPad mini was the only one that provided that, so I ended up having to do this. And I require half my storage on my iPad is taken up by my library. So if you want high storage, high resolution, iPad mini, I haven't checked lately, but iPad mini, and you want a 7/8 inch tablet, iPad mini is probably still the way to go. I would need to check. There was a time you could get decent resolution and decent storage on a 7-inch Android, but for whatever reason that seems to have been discontinued now, which I do find rather irritating. So, right, what's my rabbit pelts like? 98% cured. Okay, as soon as that's hit 99, as soon as that hits 100, I've got the one more thing to do, and then we can consider getting out of here. Oh, I've got a question for you, Anna. Do you happen to know if meat that has been cured in the curing box, do you know if that still stinks if you carry it? I think that's getting into politics, isn't it, Anna? I could make comments about the American attitude towards poverty, and I'm not sure I should. Well, that's good to know, because that means then that going to Coastal Highway is suddenly become a good thing for me to do, because I've got access to cedar there, so I can make a woodworking bench, so I can then make a curing box, and then I can carry a lot more meat with me without attracting predators. Oh, yeah. I sometimes think America, the country, would be entirely happy if they never had to think about people who are poor. The system seems to be rigged against them.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Oh, let's cook this up. Oh no, I don't want to cook that up. I want to leave my fish because I will want to make stuff out of that. Yeah, you don't want to go back to the 1800s. You really do not. But I make no bones about it. I have done very well from the more socialized countries in the world, like Austria and England, so I don't get to complain. I don't understand. The happiest countries in the world appear to, have things like universal health care, and they tend to be secular. And unfortunately, America is none of those things. It's a great place to live, don't get me wrong. I mean, I did live there for, 16 years? But it's only a great place to live if you've got money and a job, and that job comes with health insurance. I mean, you all know I had to spend several days in hospital. I spent 4 days in hospital, 2 nights recently. If that had been in the United States, that would have cost me a fortune, and I would have had to debate whether or not I should go. Here, at least, while the national health care is not perfect, if I suddenly found myself, as a result of kidney stones, urinating blood, I know perfectly well if I get myself to the hospital, they are going to immediately treat it, immediately take it seriously, and it won't cost me a penny, except for what been paid through taxes. But that's a whole argument. And I'm keeping it very, very simplistic, incidentally. Oh well, let's cook this up. Yeah, you definitely don't want to go back to the 1800s. I mean, if you want in England, don't mean to do that. In England, if you want a better quality of healthcare and you can afford it, then you can afford it. There's you can go private. I'm not sure whether this is different or not, Anna, the how it looks inside the house. Hang on a second. Yeah. Computer fans are definitely on, but then to be honest with you, they always are when I'm running the long dark. And it is actually warm in here. There have been times during winter when the heat coming off the screens and the computer have actually helped keep me warm. England, most of the European countries, the Scandinavian countries. I experienced the social care system in Austria when I was laid off there, and there was no ifs, ands or buts. The unemployment benefits were extremely generous. The only requirement was that I had to go and learn German, which was not a big problem. So yeah, and the medical care, we didn't need a huge amount of it, but the medical care we got was excellent. Yes, I was paying 40% tax and 50% tax on my overtime. Was it worth it? For when I was out of work? Absolutely, yes, I have to say it was worth it. There's a lot that could be done about the inequity in the world, and unfortunately it's not. Yeah.
I'm going to have to leave something behind.
Oh, that should help him stop complaining. Another blizzard. Wonderful. Just what I need. It is always... the other thing, I suppose I should, seeing as I got started it, mentioned it, if you want to, honestly, I know America has sold the rest of the world on this whole land of the free concept. I'm sorry, but it isn't. Land of opportunity. What America's education quality is best, I think it's after degree level. In other words, if you're postgraduate, yes, the postgraduate education system in the United States is fantastic. But if I were to say, you want to drag yourself up out of poverty, England or Europe is a far better place to do it than the United States. The United States seems almost to be designed, if you are born poor or you become poor, the United States system seems to be designed to keep you there. Now, I grant, that's obviously somewhat open to debate, I have no doubt. But, and I think the education system in say Scandinavian countries, I think up to degree level is basically all paid for. I think that's true. In England, when I was growing up, I went through university on a grant, and that paid for university. So I didn't come out of university in debt. Now it's a little different, but my understanding is that debt gets cancelled after a few years anyway, and I would have to check that. I know it till fairly recently, if you wanted to go to university in this country and you needed to get student loans, then after a few years the loan gets cancelled, even if you haven't paid it back. Alright, have a good rest of the day, Anna. Sleep well. I hope you have a good day when you wake up. So, what time is it? I've got half an hour, which means I can go back to the cannery and make my rabbit skin hat. Yay! Oh, hang on a second, I can just go to this. 1 cured gut, and it's 3.5 hours. Okay, that's not too bad. You can sort that out. Where's my cured gut gone? I must have some... Oh, here we go. Right, that's the rabbit skins for tomorrow. It's not late enough for me to do anything. Yeah, that's not the kind of weather I want to go and... Oh, that's not too bad. I wonder if I can go... I am not wandering through a blizzard again. I was just thinking I could do some fishing, but given the fun I had trying to make it the way back from the fishing hut at night in the middle of a blizzard, it's not something I wish to do right now. So we'll hope for better weather in the morning, and then I hopefully can make one final trip to the cannery, and then we need to start thinking about preparing to go back to the coastal highway. Because I definitely want to do a few things there. Oh, the bear and the moose actually might have respawned by that point. Oh, I don't know. Hopefully the moose will have done. The bear certainly will have done. It's a shame I can't take this with me. This is why I wanted to have the... Now I definitely want to have the meat curing box. I just need enough salt, and I don't remember how much salt I've got. I need 8 kilos of salt, I think, for the meat curing box. And I can get salt there. There's salt in the mine, there's salt next to the ocean, there's a few places I can get it. And I'm going to think I've got 10 kilograms of salt over there, but honestly, I would have to trim down what I'm carrying an awful lot, even to get it to the bottom of the climb. So I may not bother with that. Yeah. I tend now to keep the small fish for bait. So next time I need to go to the fishing hut, I have bait already. Do you know, one thing I don't know is how many rabbits do you need to get through a day? Let's see. You can call that 1,000, 1,400. That's about 2,000 calories. Is that it? I don't know that that is enough to get you through a day and night and keep your 5 kilogram bonus. Don't think it is. And I'm going to have to pare all this down a lot. I say a lot, quite a bit, to climb back up to the ravine. Which makes me wonder... Oh, well, I can always leave that behind. Start thinking about it now. That's interesting. Why does... Oh, that's right, it's not specifically fire, but yeah, that's a fair old chunk. Why am I carrying that around? Okay, there's my quality tools. I don't know if I've got quality tools back at the coastal highway, so I might want to take them with me. Where? Oh, where? I'm just wondering what I can... These I'll keep because that's too handy. As you saw when I was making my way through a blizzard. I need the woodworking tools. I better not forget those, otherwise I'll get profoundly irritated. I think I have... Yeah, there's my woodworking tools. And I'm going to have to take those. That's where I'm hiding the rest of my... We'll put those away in a somewhat better place. Thought I had some more. Yes, I do. I have to admit, what am I carrying a flare shell around for? I have never used that. Doesn't mean that I shouldn't use it, I've just never gotten around to actually using it. I should technically probably leave some ammunition here, you know, for if and when I come back. Yeah, that's... Ooh. Well, 43 rounds of that and 64 of perfect. I ought to give some it's not very heavy, that's the thing. You know, that's a little excessive. I can probably get rid of some of that. So at least I'm going to have to make space for at least another 1.5 kilos of weight. Am I carrying the revolver? What time is it? Alright, let's get through the night and do this one more thing. I've got time for that. One last trip to the cannery, and then tomorrow, unless something dramatic happens in the next 20 minutes, start heading back to the coastal highway, I think. It should be interesting. I'm not looking forward to that. It's 2 climbs. Okay, that's not too bad. My main concern actually is when you get to the railway, getting round that to get back to once you get past here, let's see if I can so I need to sort of head up here, then as I recall, there's the first climb area. There is another one back here that's actually in the ravine, I think. And Once you get up there, that's not the end of the problem, because then you have to get round the crashed train. And coming down, I nearly got stuck. And I have no idea how to get around the train without getting stuck, so we'll have to see. Well, apparently 4 rabbits will get you through the night easily enough, but I wouldn't want to do that through the day, to be honest. Oh, you're kidding me. Let's go see how cold it is outside. Maybe I can get this over with. Oh, that's not too bad. Yep, this is doable. Alright, make sure I got everything. Sorry. Yeah, cured rabbit pelt, 1 cured gut, double check, make sure that's what I need. 1 cured gut, yeah, I just need the working bench. I've got that, so let us just make sure I've got enough. What's my load like? Right, that's more than enough. I can make more water when I get there, can't I? I just need to make sure I have my pot. Do I have my pot on me? I do. I've got food. Let's go. For one final trip. Excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. What was I doing? I was heading back to the cannery to do one final thing, wasn't I? And this is revolver situation. What on earth? Oh, it's the deer. I was wondering what on earth that was. It looked kind of weird. Alright. Let's hope there's enough dead timber wolves that I don't have to fight those again. Oh, sorry. Oh, this is very early, and obviously not too cold, which is a good thing. Yeah, I am now mentally reviewing what I'll have to do and take to, get out of here. As I recall, well, when I came down off the mountains, it was moderately safe. I don't remember running into anything. I didn't really run into anything till I started coming across this road, and the big thing was the timber wolves here, but I don't know what that's going to be like on the way back. I have no idea. Once I get to the ravine, in principle that's safe enough. Coastal highway, of course, is the coastal highway. That's its own little situation. But I've been in and out of that a few times, so I shouldn't have any huge problems. But yeah, no, it's those two climbs that bother me. And it took me, I think it was nearly something like 2 full days. Not counting the exploring. I had to stop overnight at the crashed train. Because it got too late. And of course, if it turns out there's a blizzard going, that will not improve my day in any way, shape or form. And now all I've got to worry about is timberwolves suddenly popping out from behind a building, which I've had happen more times than I care to remember. But if there were only the 2 here last time, well, they're dead now. One of them is lacking its fur. Alright. Well, good to go so far. This is almost as peaceful as I've ever seen the cannery. It seems funny to think I've spent so many in-game days here, and the whole purpose originally was just to come and reload ammunition and then get out. But, well, things change. It's quite a survivable little place, as long as you have a lot of ammunition. Or a lot of arrows and you're a very good shot with a bow. One or the other. Either one will do. I'm still tempted. So my next major project, I think, is the meat curing box. That might make... that should make travel a lot easier. If I can carry multiple kilograms of meat around without it smelling, that would be wonderful. Because I don't know whether you've noticed, my typical habit is to reserve the processed food for travelling wherever possible, because it doesn't smell. Even though technically it probably would. Bear's nose is very good at smelling that kind of thing. I have to admit, now that I think about it, I don't know whether a bear's nose is better than that of a dog. Dogs' noses are incredibly good. I think bears' noses are at least comparable. which, given that they are related to dogs, share a common ancestor, isn't too surprising. Oh. All this way for a silly rabbit skin hat. You know, it's funny. I still remember the passcode for that door. It's 154. Nope. Don't want the ammunition workbench. I want this one. There we go. Yay! Oh yeah, I think I have an excessive amount of food on me. Yeah, didn't need to be carrying that much. I could have carried the lead back, I think. Oh well. So that's the reason I came here. It gives me a whole 0.1 degree centigrade and 2%. Actually, it's all good except for the weight. There we go. That's it. That's the reason I came here. And yep, I think what I'll do is I will head back home. Yeah, I wish I could take this with me, but I would probably break a leg if I tried dropping off carrying that. So So I will now return back to the cannery residence, and then tomorrow we will start, I think, our way back to Coastal Highway. And I can tell you, coming down here was no fun. I mean, it's been worth it once I got here, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to going back up, not with 2 climbs. There's at least 1 wolf on the way. I think there's a dead deer that I didn't harvest. It was spawned in the game, so at least I've got some possibility of some extra food on the way. I've got that MRE that I can take with me. That would be good for probably getting me through the night if I have to. Don't let me forget my bedroll. I don't want another situation of being stuck in the ravine without a bedroll. That would not be fun to do again. Well, anyway, guys and gals, aliens and sentient beings, gracile hominids, etc. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it moderately entertaining. And if I put you all to sleep with the sound of my voice, then that's not necessarily a bad thing. I should be back 9 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time tomorrow. Where we will start to climb out of here, I think. I know I keep saying that. That's the general plan. Unless something truly disastrous happens. No, they didn't suddenly make that salvageable for firewood. If you enjoyed this, please don't forget to leave a like. Comments are welcome, as are subscriptions. Have a good day, everybody. May the force be with you.